Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into the Barnevelder chicken, based on some really interesting material you shared. Uh, the mission, basically, is to pull out the coolest facts about this breed.
Exactly. And the info we have covers, their history, looks, eggs, personality, the whole package, really.
Right. It seems like there's quite a story there, especially with their origins.
Oh, definitely. It all starts in the Netherlands, a town called Barneveld, early 20th century.
Okay.
The fascinating part is why they were developed. There was this big demand, apparently, for dark brown eggs.
Just the egg color, really.
Yeah, seems so. So they started crossbreeding local Dutch chickens with Asian breeds like Langshans. That's probably where the dark egg color comes from.
Ah,
And also Brahmas and Cochins were likely mixed in, for size and making them hardier birds.
huh. So it wasn't just about looks initially, it was very market-driven.
Pretty much. It's a great example of, specific demand shaping a breed.
Okay, so that explains the why. Let's talk about the what they look like. The source mentions something quite specific about the hen's feathers.
Yes. The double-laced pattern, it's really distinctive. Basically, each feather looks like it has a black arrowhead shape on it.
Okay.
And that arrowhead is perfectly outlined in this, golden brown color. It creates this amazing layered look.
Wow, that sounds beautiful. Very intricate.
It really is. And the roosters look different, more of a standard black-breasted red pattern, so you can easily tell them apart.
Right. And other details, combs, beaks.
Yeah, they've got tight, glossy feathers overall, a single red comb, red wattles, and the beak is sort of a horn color. They just look very neat and tidy.
Definitely sound like they'd stand out.
Yeah.
But back to the eggs that started at all those chocolate brown ones. Are they good layers?
They're pretty decent, not, the absolute top producers maybe, but reliable. You're looking at around 150, maybe up to 200 eggs per year.
So maybe 3 or 4 a week.
Yeah, about that. And the real selling point isn't just the number, it's that unique dark brown color and the quality of the eggs themselves.
So it's the whole package. Nice looking bird, nice looking egg.
Exactly. Best of both worlds, like you said earlier.
What about keeping them? Are they friendly birds or are they a bit flighty?
Oh, no. The material describes them as really friendly and calm, good temperament, apparently good with kids, good with other chickens in the flock.
That's a big plus for backyard keepers.
For sure. And they like to forage. They're curious, but they're not really flighty birds that are going to be hopping the fence all the time.
Okay, so maybe easier to contain.
Yeah. The source suggests modest fencing is usually enough because they aren't great flyers. Makes sense, given those heavier breeds in their background.
Right. And general care? Anything special needed?
Seems pretty straightforward. They're described as quite hardy, adaptable to different climates, although, like any chicken, they need good shelter, especially in winter.
Standard stuff then. Balanced food, clean water.
Yep.
The usual. Access to clean water, a good balanced feed, and they do enjoy free ranging if you can let them. Helps with foraging.
Okay, so relatively low maintenance overall.
Seems that way. Hardy and easygoing.
We talked about that iconic double-laced pattern, but are there other looks for Barnevelders?
Yeah, there are a few variations mentioned. Besides the classic double-laced, you can find blue-laced, silver-laced, oh, and splash varieties too.
So some options if you like the breed but want a slightly different look.
Exactly. Adds a bit of visual diversity.
And how long do they typically live and keep laying?
Lifespan is pretty good, around 8 to 10 years according to the source. But like most hens, their best laying years are the first few, and production will tail off after that.
Okay, standard chicken life cycle then.
Mm-hmm.
So wrapping things up, it really sounds like the Barnevelder is, well, a solid choice. The source called it a backyard treasure.
Yeah, and I can see why. You've got the interesting history, the really stunning looks, those unique eggs, and a friendly personality. It's a well-rounded bird. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How much human needs, or even just preferences like egg color, have actively shaped the animals around us.
Absolutely. Selective breeding is powerful.
Makes you wonder what other common things, maybe even plants in our gardens, have these kinds of origin stories driven by specific human desires we don't even think about anymore. Definitely food for thought. Thanks for walking through this with me.
My pleasure. It was interesting stuff.